everybody. G'day, Stu from UAV Futures. Thank you so much for being here. This is our weekly FPV live stream. We've got heaps of fun, exciting drone products to talk about today, and also some pretty cool tech that I think is going to blow your mind. So thanks for tuning in. First things first, let me just adjust this audio, double check that everything is working. Hopefully this isn't stuttering. Let's get all those little stream issues out of the way. And then sit back, relax, let's have a good time. We'll see who is here in the chat as well. Thank you so much to every single one of my members. I can see like so many green names here in the chat. If that is you or you're a Patreon, thank you so much for supporting the channel, because what I'm about to show you in this stream is a direct result of you and your support and what we do here at UAV Futures. So we've got some really, really cool tech coming up in today's stream. Let me just get my little document right here. Oh, and by the way, I didn't realize that like my Monday mornings are... This must just be like the time when FPV streams just kick off for multiple hours around the world. Like I didn't know that JB's stream was on today. And then I know that Mads Hex, I usually watch Mads while I'm having my morning coffee. And then now we're here. Like they just seem to, I don't know if they follow one after another. But yeah, if you're into FPV, Monday mornings for me is like an amazing time. But let's talk about what is coming up in the chat today. Of course, we're going to be talking about you guys, mental health, a little bit about positivity and all that sort of stuff. We'll talk about that. That is something that is important to me. But the drone-related news, we're going to be talking about this right here. So this is the Antigrasvity A1. Pretty stoked. I really, really like this drone. We're going to be going through, answering some of your questions as well. You would have seen one of my videos drop in the last couple of days. That is one of the biggest projects I have ever done in terms of making a video. I think the original one was like over 45 minutes long. So yeah, I really had a good time with this. So we're going to be talking, if you've got any anti-gravity or filming questions, we're going to be talking about that. We have a DJI ban, or I should say like not getting not getting their review done possibly in time, which is, to be honest, probably going to happen. So we'll be talking about what's going to happen to DJI products inside the USA. I'm sure that a lot of people are scrambling, freaking out. We're just going to answer some questions and go through some scenarios on most likely to least likely on what is going to actually happen. So if you're into DJI, definitely stay tuned. I have possibly one of the coolest pieces of tech that I'm about to show you on that is going to change our hobby forever. If you have been around for a little while, you might have some ideas of what I am talking about. But yes, we're going to be showing you something very, very cool. And I'm also going to be talking about the Joshua Bardwell build that he puts out, like a little kit that you can buy. So we're going to be talking about that as well. I've got some new drones here that I would like to talk about as well. So you'll see these coming up soon. These were probably meant to have reviewed already. However, it's just been absolutely flat out here. You'll see why later in the stream, but we're going to be talking about the Oasis and this one from Oddity RC. So we'll be talking about them. I'm running out of space. There is so many drone products around this chair where I'm sitting. If I lose this later, please tell me that I put it down here. It's under the desk next to me. We're going to be talking about Speedy Bee and then also some really cheap ESC options that you might be able to get instead because they're all out of stock everywhere. We have some stuff that I want to talk to about finding the best FPV goggle, comparing the systems and some other things like that, some tools that we've built, and a little Aussie drone that I want to talk about as well. So a bit of a frame that I think is kind of cool. Now, I am just looking, I don't know if it's called the white balance here. Let me just turn this down. This seems to be very overexposed right here. There we go. I'm looking a little bit more human. Yeah, I don't know why that was adjusted quite so high, but let's do it. Let's dive right in. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for being here. Let me know in the chat, where are you in the world? What is the time? What are you doing? Are you going to be going out flying? Like anything, just let me know that you're out there because this is for you. This is my chance to connect with you people watching this. It is the best part of my working week. I love drones, but what I love even more is the community. You people listening to this right now, if it's going in your ears, I would just like to let you know that you are valued, you are cared about, and I am very grateful to have you here as just part of the UAV Futures family. And I know towards Christmas, often as somebody who did suffer with some mental health issues in the past and going through some depression, it was really, really rough. And I have never forgotten, just even though I'm in a much better place now, I've never forgotten what that is like. So I take the time I take a little moment out of every single drone stream to just acknowledge that and let you know that you are not alone. You are seen, you are heard, and we are here for you. The best thing you can do is to speak to somebody. It had a profound impact on changing my life for a positive direction. So if you are hearing this and you think you can't be talking about me, just I am. And I truly mean it when I say, if your ears are hearing these words, you are valued, you are cared about, and thank you for being here. All right, let's talk about this now. So we're going to move on, and because we have a fair bit to get through today, actually, as well. Let me see. Other people saying, "Hope you're feeling well today." It's my blue sky saying it's minus 30 to 32 outside. That is crazy. Flying up there near Santa Claus, maybe. We've got other people flying DJI all day. We've got Jeff in the chat as well. Thanks for being a Patreon, Jeff. And people just chilling. Someone's cooking bread. That sounds fun. I got my bread maker in the background, actually. However, I've decided not to turn it on when I'm doing the streams. It's too distracting. Let's move on. Talk about the first thing that I would like to talk about today, and this is the Antigrasvity A1. Now, if you have seen my video review of this, it should be, I'll link it in the description later if you're watching this at a later date. But this little filming drone, I'm saying filming drone first and foremost, absolutely just blew my mind in what to expect. Normally, when it comes to cinematography, I do actually like camera platforms, but it's not the thing that I love about flying. I love doing flippy flops through the trees, having fun, having a good time. This drone here was the first time that I could actually go for a flight, and I'm sure I would like to know what your FPV experiences were like. That first time when you put the goggles on and you went for a fly. That outer body experience when it was completely like you had no previous idea or experience on what it was going to be like. Please let me know what it was like when you put your goggles on, because that is the same thing that happened when I put this drone on. When I put this drone in the air and I put the goggles on. Now, I fly drones almost daily. You'd be hard pressed to find more than 2 days in a row where I haven't flown a drone. This here gave me such a different experience, and that's why you would have seen the video and just how much fun I was having with this. Now, what makes this special is that basically, I can get the goggles actually. I might be able to show you. These right here. And at least I can turn it on this week as well. So I'd probably not recommended flying it inside, although that would be kind of cool. Got some people in Wollongong actually watching this stream. Let me turn these goggles on. So these are the FPV goggles that come with it. They're called the Vision goggles. Is that on or off? Oh, I think we're turning on, or have I got a flat battery? I think we're turning on. Okay, these right here, let me throw this over my cranium, are the goggles that you have. I've got this cord around the wrong way. So, have I got a flat battery? Did I not charge this? This should be good. We should be good now. Maybe I was turning it off. Okay, I've got like one. I don't know if that's coming up there. I have been flying this a fair bit. But what I really like about this is once you've got these goggles on your head, when you go for a fly, you can actually look around and see 360 degrees around you, which is amazing. And for the first time in my life, it took me a little bit for my brain to reorientate. You need to decouple your flight path with your vision experience. Now, this is great for filmmakers and people who want to capture things. For me, I wanted to experience like being a bird up in the sky, or maybe being like Superman or a superhero, just sort of standing around looking while you're flying. This is what that was like. And I've had there's like a lot of comments on that video. It seems like a lot of people are enjoying it. But what I really like about this is, yes, you can get some amazing shots with this. If you're a cinematographer, you can do some really, really cool things. You can fly once and because it's capturing everything around it, you can get multiple shots from that. But for me, it is all about the joy of flying. And this is the first time that a filming platform is doing some things that are just fun, rather than like, I know we've all seen those filming platforms and everything, and oh, look at that. Okay, there's a cool picture. There's a cool shot. This is the first filming drone that is doing something that is also extra, a little bit of a just extra icing on the cake that makes flying drones fun, which is absolutely what I love. I'm going to read your super chat out in just a second there, Bonkers. Thank you very much. But another, like when you're up there, that viewing experience, you're able to look around and see the world in a totally different way. This really is like an exploring drone. If you like just, I don't know, filming really cool things, and usually you're trying to frame it to get that perfect shot or being like, wow, that looks amazing. Look at that over there. Imagine that you can do that, but you can see everything and just look around. Like the goggles feel so intuitive. Putting this on here, it is such an amazing viewing experience. And the other part that just goes to push this even further is you can do things with this, like set it into like you can map out a path and go for a flight. I think, what's this? Oh, here we go. Yeah. I also really like, here's something that I didn't even mention in my review. While I've got these on, they actually have just like a really beautiful environment in some snowy mountains with fields that you can look around in to try to get an idea of what you are actually looking at while you've just got the goggles on. But you can do things like some augmented reality where you're flying a dragon while you are cruising around flying this thing. You can put a dragon on the screen. So imagine going for a flight. This is what we tried to do with my daughter, that we could just map out a flight, go for it, put these goggles on. She's now riding a dragon through the air, looking around like in this weird augmented virtual, but like augmented reality. I love that. For somebody who wants to get people to experience the joy of flying, the A1 is absolutely just smashing it out of the park. And not everybody has the skills to like learn FPV, and we are still at the stage where FPV, there is barriers to entry in terms of skill level and just like trying to get everything. This, you just take it out of the box and it works. And another way, like there's just so many positive things. Please, if you have questions about this, just throw them in the chat down below. Another thing that is amazing, like it's all about sharing that flight. Like that's what we're just talking about. You can even see the flight. I think it's on this one here. You can see the FPV flight on your goggles as well. So while you are flying around, I'm going to take this out here. It's distracting me. You can show people exactly what you're looking at. So I think that is just such a cool design that I would love to see implemented in all our FPV goggles. Can you imagine if your little DJI had a little like external screen there on the front somewhere where people could see exactly what you're flying and looking at? And it would probably alleviate a lot of questions if people had fear about drones or like, hey, what are you doing there? You could be like, man, you can see exactly what I'm looking at. How cool is this? How fun is this? So the Anti-Gravity A1 is the first time I have ever felt a filming platform be fun in a really, like, I want to go fly it for fun, even if the SD card wasn't in there. That's probably a perfect example. This is the first time that I've wanted to go fly a filming photography drone, and it doesn't matter if it's recording or not because it is fun. Whereas we can all fly FPV drones, and it doesn't matter if you're recording or not. It's just an absolute blast. Now, Bonkers FPV, thank you very much for your super chat. He says, hey, Stu, curious if the Anti-Gravity A1 supports any kind of HDMI or clean video output so it could be used for live streaming events. I don't think so. There's no HDMI input on here. We've got USB-C, and then I think these are two little microphone ports right there. So no, you cannot do that. I wonder, there is an Anti-Gravity app on the phone. That is something as well that I really didn't go into in the review. I need to get the official one because I've had this for a while and it was like an early firmware version on some of mine. So maybe there could be a possible way. I wonder if it says something on the website actually. Let's have a look. And let's see. We'll jump over here. The editing software was really, really easy to use as well. Just a really cool, that doesn't look safe doing that, by the way. The app on here. I think I'm going to have to investigate more. There may be a way to see it from your phone, but do not quote me on that. I will have to download the official release app now and have a look. Wonder what's in downloads. Okay, there's a studio. Here's the app. But I'm gonna have to check that out on my phone. I think it would be really cool, and maybe that's also something that is quite interesting. Like DJI doesn't have a HDMI out, but you can connect them up to your phone, so you can see what's happening as well, with a USB-C. So I wonder if you might be able to stream that over USB-C. It's quite interesting. I'm going to investigate that there, bonkers. It would be quite cool to be able to have that footage up there and be able to move around as well. That probably is a little bit of a game changer. Can you imagine if you were watching some sort of sports event or something and somebody's just up here on, let's go back here to the screen, and then they're just moving their mouse, let's see, moving their mouse around to get the perfect shot, to be able to track everything. It's really intuitive as well. Johnny D, I see saying anti-gravity 360 will be my only option. I guess you're talking about the DJI stuff right there. It's bad enough carrying 2 pairs of goggles, and now the price. Yeah, I guess if we have a look at the price here, $1,400. Someone else saying about $1,700. No, I think it is. It's not a toy drone at all. What do we go to? Buy now. Now this is in Australian dollars, so I don't know what that is in. I think it's about 1,400 US dollars. Can somebody do the maths on how much 2,200 Australian dollars in the US? I tend to just think in US dollars nowadays. Just reading here. Someone's saying $2,000 is steep for what it is. I saw people discussing this on Mad's Tech stream. I actually don't think that it's too expensive at all. If you look at the comparative of, you could get the DJI equivalent of these things. So that's a term of the DJI Goggles 03 and getting the drones and things to go with that. And I can see the price of this. Like, it's obviously not a toy drone, but I think you're paying for what it's like not an insane price. I think it is at that mark, I would say about the same value as DJI products. That's probably the best way to explain it. So it's definitely not going to be for everybody. And it is really, like, the goggles here, I think, are quite an expensive part as well. Everything that these can do. And they've got some gorgeous screens in here. Like, the viewing experience is incredible. But also, that's what you're paying for. And I think that's kind of a distinction too between, let me jump over here. A big thing between FPV, standard FPV pilots, and anybody who does anything with photography or cinematography. There is such a price disparity between those two. As standard FPV pilots, we are so lucky that we have the price options that we do. And anybody who's into cinematography, like dropping $5,000 on a camera or $4,000 on a camera, like maybe that you are looking here, is not unheard of at all. It's actually quite common. I know I've got a couple of people who are just into photography, not into drones, and the amount of money that they spend on like a single lens absolutely blows my mind. So yeah, it's not going to be for everybody. I definitely think the price for me, it's probably what I would expect. If I was going to be doing some filming, it would be the same as that. Like what have I got downstairs for my filming platforms? The DJI 04 Phantom 4 Pro. I can't remember how much that was at release actually, but that wasn't cheap. Mr. D, sorry to hear about that there, brother. Just remember that you are valued, you are cared about, and thank you for being here. Happy Fly RC says you always pay for the latest technology, and it is the latest and greatest. Yeah, I think too, it's sort of at the point where this has a real chance to be the best technology that we have for this sort of drone. It's never going to replace your racing drone. It's never going to replace your freestyle or FPV drone. This is for a specific sort of person. And to be honest, that market in anti-gravity's defense is so much bigger than the FPV market. There is going to be a lot of people who are purchasing this to take this on holidays, to film themselves at the beach or in some islands or maybe in some mountains, wherever they're going to be. They're going to love this sort of drone, and especially how easy it is to use as well. My kid could fly this thing, so I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys think as well, which is interesting because we are an FPV like community first and foremost. Yeah, sorry to hear, Mystery D. I will I'll send you a message, brother, after this. I think I have your email here. Happy Flyer. I see. I actually saw your video on the A1. And let's see. Other people. What about any word about a dual stick controller? So this controller that sorry, I'm just reading through the chat right here. You're all good, Mr. D. Here's the important part. You are the most, like, you are valued, you are cared about. So yes, we are talking about drones, but I am happy for whatever that you need to do, just to let you know that you are not alone. And even though you can feel isolated, that you still have an amazing community of people who care about all the FPV pilots here. So I'll just put that out there. Don't feel bad at all for dropping in here. Now, I'm going to talk about this. This is the remote that you can use. It would be, I don't actually know if I would want to pilot the anti-gravity even with a radio like this. It just felt so intuitive, and I feel this really is the way that most people will want to interact. If you're the sort of person that is buying this, you're not the FPV pilot, you're probably going to prefer flying a drone like this. It just feels so much more intuitive versus trying to control a drone using, traditional two-stick radio. You can use it your left hand, your right hand. It's got an augmented like reality menu to go through. I don't know. The reason you were hearing me talk about it so much is because it's so fun. So that's just something that I wanted to talk about a little bit. And I had so few issues with it where, if anybody else is watching this, like I would, and you have one, please let me know some things you don't like. For me, the smallest things, like the USB to goggle barrel connector. This right here, I didn't like that this cable is not USB-C to USB-C, okay? I had originally written down, it didn't fit in this case very well. And then that was just me being a stupid Australian, where actually you'll see this in my video. I put it back in. It's like, and it doesn't fit in this case. Look at this. And it fit perfectly. And I was like, oh, I take that back. That was one of the only limitations I have. Oh, and the price. Like, it's not a cheap toy. You're paying for what I would expect for a product of that quality. I feel like I could get people to wear goggles who wouldn't normally wear this. Well, I don't know about it in terms of comfort. Actually, maybe that's something as well. These goggles do feel a little bit tight on the head. The more I've been wearing these, I need to loosen these up because they are a very snug fit. The complete opposite of what I would say the DJI Goggles 3 are, where they just sort of hang off the top of your face. These, they are a snug fit on your face as well. So that's probably something to mention. I could loosen it as well. I've just been having some flights with the kids and having a good time. Alrighty. Can those goggles be used with a different setup? No. These goggles here absolutely can only be used with this drone. And it is the same way. This is pretty common actually, where you can't use the DJI Goggles 3 with any other system that's not DJI. And even then there's a little bit of limitations on which systems you can use that with. But it's like the walksnail goggles, Avatar, whatever, the Goggles X, you can only use them with a walksnail system. Now, this is something that maybe they could have done better if, for us consumers, this is a really good point, actually. I didn't think of this. If it did have HDMI in, to be able to use these screens, but if you are making a drone like this, you don't want to actually give users the option. You want to keep them in your ecosystem. So you don't want to give them the option to feed in a like DJI or a walksnail or hdzero. You don't want to give them the option to be able to feed that into these goggles. Probably the same reason why you can't. I don't think DJI has the Goggles 3 have a HDMI in either. Do they? Maybe someone can clarify that for me. Are we going to get a normal controller? I don't know. I don't think so, but we will see. What about prescription lenses? You can adjust these quite well. You've got some, I think it goes to like -5 here as well. And you can also adjust your IPDs, your interpupillary distances. And you've got a front camera, which, to be honest, I think I turned that on once. I probably could have done some more testing there. Someone's saying, you mean those goggles are actually made for humans? Anti-gravity should teach DJI a thing or two. Well, I don't even know if they're going to have to worry about DJI, because this is going to bring us on to our next topic in just a second. If you smashed it, can you pull the VTX out and use it on another drone? Yeah, you could, but there is a lot in here, and I don't know how separated the whole VTX to the air unit. Like, it's not as easy as just recording, like pressing record and getting the signals. Like, I don't know if it actually does. Maybe it won't record if it's not actually flying. And then are these sensors, how do they play into like setting that software up that you can do that and letting you know that, hey, this is actually, I want you to record, ignore that we've pulled it apart. Maybe it's like, hey, you haven't unfolded the arm. Here's a bit of a warning, because it's a pretty smart drone. It's a pretty smart system. So it has a lot of checks that it does to make sure that it can be flying. So it's not quite as easy as just pulling the air unit out. And especially when you have like see this, it also knows how heavy it should be. So if it detects extra weight, then what's that going to do to your recording if you just put this in? You cannot, the average user, or even I would say people like Madstex or JB, you would have such a difficult time putting this air unit in a regular FPV drone. And you wouldn't want to anyway. It's not made for that sort of flying. That's the reason I haven't wanted to get it. I don't like the controller. That's coming in from Dano1125. Yeah, I guess that's fair enough. I must say it was really intuitive to fly though. The first time where I was like, oh, it took about 2 seconds. And okay, there are so many positives. This is like, yes, I should say I did get my unit sent for free. So you do with that information as you will. And the reason why I put in like so much work into that video, because it genuinely shows and has fun for people flying in the hobby. This is why I really like this. So another thing, okay, I promise we're going to move on. We're going to talk about the DJI here just in a second. But there's like tutorials in the actual goggles, so you can put them on and you can practice like, hey, here's how to hover, do this on the remote. And so you can practice. I want you to learn how to return to home. You can actually do that in the goggles, which is such a smart idea. And I don't know if you know, I don't think you might be able to skip them. I think you can skip them, but that option's like down the bottom out of the way. It encourages you to do them anyway. That's great. They didn't have to do that, but how awesome we have a company that's thinking about teaching people how to be safe in the skies before they go and fly. That's what it's all about. Okay. What if I break the goggles, remote, drone? Can I buy them separate, or do I have to buy them all again? I don't know. At the moment, it looks like you can only buy bundles, but if you contacted them, maybe there's some sort of, I don't know. I'm sure that if you bought some, if I was a company and said, hey, I've smashed my drone, I just want to buy the drone. I don't know if that option is there. I can't speak them. That would be good if you actually could do that. Happy Fly saying, may I have your attention, please? Nearly 100 people on the stream today, only 22 likes on the video. Let's go, fellas. All right. We've got two options. Two things we can talk about. We can either talk about the DJI ban, or if I refresh this page and let me see how many likes do we have now, I will show you the coolest FPV tech we have ever seen. That's not even hyperbole, like something that the community is going to lose their mind about. But I'll have to see. Let me refresh this so I can see just how many likes are on this video. Normally we don't do this. Let's see, just here we have, all right, I got 25 likes. Okay, I will, if this can just get to 50 likes, I will show you something absolutely amazing. Let me know in the chat if you've helped out here while I answer some questions. I'm gonna give it 30 seconds. If we are watching this and we get 50 likes, I will show you something next level that is all because of you guys, and I am so proud of. And hopefully I don't show the password off, because that was something that has happened in the past where I accidentally leaked some very important passwords. But we're gonna continue. I've probably got about 20 seconds left while I answer this. Jefferson, I'm going to build my own for the Christmas vacation. You're going to build your own drone? Congratulations. That is always such a really, really cool, fun project. I recommend that absolutely. Someone's saying, have you been bribed to not talk negative about the drone? That's from Vince. Absolutely not. So I was sent this. There was no stipulation on what I could say, what I couldn't say. I had an NDA on a release date. And then even then I broke that a little bit. But I actually did say, I was like, look, I know we're releasing soon, but I'd like to talk about this on the stream. They were like, yeah, look, that's no problem. You can talk about it. And then after they've seen the video as well, so they've seen it now, and they were like, hey, it was fair. We really liked it. They did give me some feedback, like don't put the camera down like this. That's not good for scratching the drone. They just cared about the drone. Yeah, but no money, nothing like that. They sent the drone for me for free. Do with that information as you like. Every single drone that I'm showing here, every single product, like I've got 3 radios sitting over here. We've got multiple drones and goggles like all around the place. They were all sent for free, so I couldn't afford to do this if I had to buy all those. Plus, I've been doing this for like 10 plus years, which I think goes to show just how much I love this hobby. And I also having your respect, the people here, the viewers who watch this, I feel like I have proved myself over a decade of just my enjoyment here and giving people sound advice to get flying. So yeah, I mean, if they want to pay me, that would be fantastic, actually. I think the last video that I got paid was an AKK VTX, and you can Google that. That was probably almost 12 months ago. That was quite funny. You will see exactly what happened on my last paid video. And to tell you the truth, it did not go well for that product. So you can just, there we go. All right, let me refresh this. Someone's saying people just don't understand how to give a like when they're on the phone. You can, I don't know, I actually watch this most of the time on my computer, but let me refresh. We might be showing some of the coolest things you have ever seen. All right, we're at 51 likes. Okay. I hope you are ready to have your mind blown, because what I'm about to show you, it is going to change FPV forever. And that's not just hyperbole. This is something that has taken me 2 years to get here. And it is going to be for you guys and the people who support this channel. So thank you so much. If you're one of those members, this is because of your support. If you're a Patreon, this is what you have enabled us to be able to do. So let's have a look over here. And this might look familiar. Let me open up a new window. Okay, here we go. Check this out. You will have seen this over on DIY FPV. Okay, so we've spoken about this a fair bit, but we have been pretty tight-lipped about some of the features and things that have been happening in the background. Let me show you something today. So very, very soon, you're going to have, we're going to be opening this up in some stages, but very, very soon, you will know, where are we up the top here? Where is this build right here? This is Bardwell's beginner build. This is like, what a great example. He was talking about this, I think, on today's stream. And you can see some of the components and everything that goes in here. One of the big problems that people face when they are trying to build a drone is like, hey, how do we actually do that? But this is the DIY FPV Builder Studio. Now, like, this is the first time that I can just show you, like, okay, this is the stuff that we've been working on. It is so cool. So we put together 2 little example builds right here. And man, it is so much fun. So, and I have something else which is going to blow your mind as well. Let me just say, I should probably tell you this bit. Remind me in 30 seconds. Okay, so look, we've got a whole bunch of different flight controllers in here. Let's put in, where are we? Here we go. Oh, update my password. No thanks. Imagine if that actually flashed the password on the screen. You will have access to this very, very soon. Fret not. Now, here's our FPV piece, right? Oh, well, what do I actually wire up? Okay, here's my drone. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a camera in here? And just look how intuitive this all is, right? So, oh, actually, let's wire this up. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Let's bring this a little bit closer. 5 volt. Let's put that to our power, and we've got our ground. Let's connect up our ground. Oh, we need to do our video, so that's going to be our cam right here. Oh, amazing. Okay, we can move this around. You're like, hey, you know what, Stu? Can we make that face the correct way, please? Oh, yeah, sure. No problem. We can do that. Now, maybe I need let's put in, what should we put in? A DJI O4E and a Pro, even though that's not in the build video. Okay, yeah, let's do this. We've got our, okay, we're gonna adapt this drone right here, this Bardwell build, to actually connect this up. Now, oh, we don't have a ribbon cable. We can't do that. Oh, fret not. So let's just put in our TX RX right here. So TX goes to RX. What do we got here? RX goes to TX. This is so cool to be able to demo this all live as well. And then we'll have some voltage right here. Where's some voltage? Oh, there we go. Perfect. Amazing. I really, really like that we have this tool right here, actually. And look, well, we need an ESC to go flying. And then I'm going to show you the part that I think is absolutely amazing. Got my ESC here. Here's a good way to show a ribbon connector. Let's just do that. We'll add some motors in right here. This is going to help so many people get flying. Where's a motor? Here we go. Let's add some medium motors in just here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what? Let's just duplicate this part. We can build a build here in like 60 seconds. We are showing people how to wire up their drone and what to do. It is such a powerful tool. Now check this out. Oh, okay. This part right here, sometimes flight controllers have a top and also a bottom. So, we can even flip our parts and start wiring some things here. So we are finally here. We are finally ready, guys, to open this up very, very soon to show you like exactly what you can do. And give me 10 seconds. I have to get something like in my real house here. I have to run and grab something. I want to see some more likes if you think this is cool, because what I'm about to show you, I think, will show you just how amazing this is. Give me 10 seconds. Okay, I am back. Let me show you this right here, because where are we? I've got to open it up on my phone. I think this will really blow people's minds as well. Okay, hopefully this is going to come through. Let me show you here. I'm back. We understand too that like when you have something like this builder, okay, and not everybody wants to sit in front of their computer. So everything, I don't know if you can kind of see it unless my phone's on the correct angle, but everything here is like you can do exactly on your phone as well. So adding in another camera here, moving things, we can rotate things, like zooming in and out. You can build your entire drone now, not only just on the computer, but if you're sitting there and you don't have like, you don't want to use your laptop, it's really, really easy, and dare I say almost better to use this on the phone as well. So the builder is absolutely next level, really, really cool tech. I think this is going to help so many people, and it's just so intuitive as well, like just the way that it all works together. I know we probably need a little receiver in here, and we do need your feedback. So let's wire this receiver up here. Like, how many times have you like sketched something on a notepad? Oh, how are we going to do this? There's the voltage, and then, oh, look, here's some other features, like some other things. Maybe, you know what? I want to just change the color of this TX because that's reminding me too much of a video cable. Okay, well, let's make that pink. Done. Like it is, and you can also move these around as well. I think we can. All right, so you can start adding little, if you want to make some crazy, like, oh, I want the wire to actually go that way and show that. So let me know your thoughts, what you think about the DIY FPV builder. The beautiful part is we've also got like some little Whoop parts for you guys to play with. We can't drag and drop from there. Okay, you have to click this little plus button. Yeah, just such a cool piece of tech that you will be able to use very, very soon. Let's add some tiny little motors in. Let's make 4 of them. Look at this. It's like, I don't know, it just feels so intuitive, and I'm so proud of the team to be able to give you guys this. This is free. This is a resource of your support. If you are watching this and you're thinking, hey, I know that I love FPV. Thanks for the video, Stu, but if you support this channel, that this is a direct result of your support. This is what we are working on to give it to you guys for free. I believe in FPV for everybody. So thank you. Maybe today might be the day when it's like, man, Stu, this is more than like a bonus video over on YouTube. This is a real tool that everybody can use. It's going to save them time and money and just get them flying. And also, this whole thing right here, it is completely connected to our catalog. So at the moment, we are going through, and everything that you find, you will be able to implement in the catalog. So your exact build that you build, or maybe you're going to buy it, and while you're waiting for your parts to turn up, you can click here and it's going to be in the builder for you to use. You can add it inside your back. Like, there is just so much cool stuff. It is an absolute dream that we are here. It has been so much work. The amount of I'm going to say hard work, but also skill to be able to do this is like the DIY FPV team is so skilled at what they do. Everybody is like, I feel like everybody is so passionate, and as a passion project about FPV, passion trumps everything. But I know nothing about coding. I draw pictures and send the pictures, and it's like, hey, can we make it work like this? And then to have people that can actually, they love drones as well, but also put my ideas into what it looks like here for people to use. It's amazing. Someone's saying, does it catch errors? What's here? I don't get it. Does it catch errors? Is there a rest of the same question here? Does it prevent errors? I don't get it. Does it prevent errors? What do you mean? Does it prevent errors? Is it this one? So if you solder this up TX to TX, what we've been doing in the background, it will be able to say, hey, are you sure that this is correct? Are you sure that an RX and a TX are meant to be on a TX to a TX are meant to be on the same pad? Now there's thousands of different combinations, like hundreds of thousands. Probably, I'm going to guess here, there is more combinations than with all the components and where exactly each wire to go to than grains of sand on the planet. But there will be some tech in here with what we built in the background to be able to say, hey, you sure this is exactly what you want to do? So maybe you're going to put in, where are we? I know we've got like an XD60 connector. If you wired this up incorrect in the final release version, I've just wired that up the correct way. Sorry, that's me being like, probably like meant to do that. So yeah, it will be able to check for you. So you can be like, actually, are you sure you want to do that? There might be some little pop-ups and things like that in the future. But yeah, overall, if you know anything about coding, the amount of work that is in here is next level. It looks fantastic. I'm so proud of the team. It's been an absolute dream. So yeah, if you support the channel or today you would like to become a member, maybe you're watching this, this is exactly what you are supporting. I mean, even like other things, like maybe you've never seen our FPV comparison. Want to know what the difference between walksnail and ascent is? Look at this. We released this one just last week. Or maybe, you know what? I want to have a look at some analog. Okay. Like this here as well. So that's because of you guys. All for free. Why? Because we love FPV. We want to get as many people flying as possible. And that is purely possible because of you guys. So thank you so much. Chris Croft is saying, can you add components and get it up to wire everything up? No, I don't want to do that. No. And the reason is because, and we've had this discussion actually. We do not want this to auto wire things up because this is a learning tool. I'm all about teaching people how to fly, how to build their drones. And as a teacher myself, if you are doing something and you have to think about it, that knowledge stays in here. If you use something to just tell you the answer, that knowledge disappears and you're not able to do that without the tool. So here, like you're going to do it yourself. It's called DIY FPV. Do it yourself. It's not called we'll do everything and wire it all up for you. So yeah, someone else saying this looks really good. I can imagine the dev effort. Someone saying it should just work out how to connect the components. Otherwise, it's just like a drawing package, like Lucid. This is, yeah, but you can't find all these components right here. Good luck making that yourself. Like, go and find that with all the different like exact pinouts and everything that's there. You can draw this on a napkin. You're absolutely right. I can sketch this out here and be like, yo, have a look at my Bardwell build and like just draw some random scribbles on a napkin and show someone. You can do that if you want. This tool, I think, is going to help so many people, and a lot of people appreciate things like this that's going to help them, especially like just being able to share it and link it from your catalog backpack. It's really, really cool. Johnny DRC saying, I thought I was paying for Charlie to have another bone. Yeah, Charlie's getting a bit old. I don't know if he's going to make it to the end of the year, unfortunately. But thank you there, Johnny DRC. You can learn from reverse engineering. That's from Jean Paul. And by the way, the catalog is not loading for me. That's from Chris Croft. Let me just check this out. Well, I don't know there, Chris. Maybe just do your best, delete some cookies. It seems to be working fine at my house. Someone's saying you may be able to draw it on a napkin, but can anyone read it? All right, let's move on here because I'm going to talk about DJI. I'm looking at the time. Actually, I got way too distracted. Do you think there's much of a future in this hobby? Where do you fly up in QLD? I just got my first fine down in here for flying in an open park with no one around. Well, my advice, and I say this generally, is for everybody to always follow the local laws, rules, and regulations, and never bother anyone when you're flying around. And it's very hard to, if you are flying on private property, that makes it just that much easier. Gone are the days, like in the past, where you would go and take over a park and set up some gates and rip your drones around. I don't think that's really appropriate. I was probably immature a decade ago to think that I could do that. Nowadays, I'm very lucky to be able to fly at a private field. Double A is saying, how's the weather there, Stu? Absolutely melting. Like it is pretty sweaty here today. And someone else saying, cool shirt. Chef Bruno, just stopping in to say hello. Hope you're all well. Good day to you, Stu. He's having a go at it once more. Take care. I'm proud of you for being here, Chef Bruno. Thank you very much. Alrighty, let's talk about this because this is probably something else that I want to mention. The DJI ban. So in about 3 weeks' time, the DJI ban is going to come into effect. And I say the word ban is like they're going to get put onto a coveted list. And I have been getting a lot of questions and a lot of comments on like, what does that actually mean for the end user, for the pilot? If you're in the USA, what does that actually mean? And this is specifically talking about the DJI ban in the USA. If it's deemed a national security threat and doesn't get like some, that they're not reviewed, they are going to be classed as a national security threat. And the FCC is like, it's going to be a bit of a mess. And I've got 4 scenarios that from most likely to least likely that are going to happen. So after the 23rd or 24th, I can't remember what it is. I'll put it on the screen somewhere. Most likely, the ban or what's going to happen is that DJI is not going to get their review passed. And that means that any new DJI products automatically go onto a coveted list. So anything coming into the country, into the USA, it's not going to be allowed. You're not going to be able to purchase or import products that are DJI. Now, it's going to be like a blanket, all DJI products. So that will be cameras, drones, like gimbals, whatever you're going to use. Good luck. That's not going to happen. Now, that still means you'll be able to use your old gear. If you have a set of DJI goggles and a DJI drone, you are probably going to be fine. They're not going to shut them down. And remember, this is like the most likely scenario. They're not going to shut them down. They're still going to operate totally fine. They don't really have a way to like force you to do a firmware update and like brick your drones or anything like that. You have nothing. I believe you have no reason to worry if that is you. So if you're a DJI pilot currently, all that's going to happen is you're not going to be able to get new products, and it's going to be pretty painful trying to like get services and things like that. If you break your drone, you're basically out on your own. So you can still use what you got, but you're not going to get any support from anywhere else. And it's going to be extremely difficult to get replacement parts and new products. You're not going to be able to import them into the country. So newly released drones. And Chris Crawford saying DJI will never stop you flying. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what DJI is going to do. I don't imagine it's a good business decision, but maybe if they want to go back, like you never know what is in the conversations politically between huge companies like this. Now, the second most likely scenario, which I see happening, is that there will be like a 6 to 12 month extension where they realize actually there is a lot of industry here that is still using this. Maybe we don't have all the answers. Let's just put this on a hiatus for a little bit. You might get a 12-month extension where you can still use your drones, everything like you currently are now, before the 23rd of December. So I'd give that, like, it's not in the realm of impossibility. More than likely, I do think that DJI is not going to get the clearance they need to be able to continue to import products, but there is still a chance that we put them, like just say, all right, we'll figure this out in the next 12 months, or we'll give them a little bit more play room to do that. And because crazily enough, they did just get released, they did just get FCC verified for their new 360 drone that's coming out, even though you can't buy it. So they've just sort of got that in here just in time. Now, this one is third on my list. This is the third most likely. So I don't think that this is going to happen. But there could be a total ban on all imports of all DJI products, not just the new ones that are coming in. So that could mean like things like the O4 Air units or the Goggles 3, DJI N3. You will not be able to import them because the FCC has powers to retroactively go back and say, actually, we don't want to let these things operate in the country anymore. So not just the new products, even the ones that have already been passed, we're going to say, hey, you cannot use these. So you won't be able to buy any products, DJI, you won't be able to bring them into the country. But if you have gear, currently, it will still work. You'll still be able to use your gear that you own. You just won't be able to go and get any new gear. You won't be able to get anything serviced. It's sort of, I don't know. It's in some ways that's almost similar to what it's like today, because it is very difficult to get some DJI gear. Like trying to buy a DJI O4 Pro is not too easy. And then the final thing, and this is what I do not expect to happen, but I've seen people freaking out and saying, hey, stupid, it is a possibility, right? And that would be like a total DJI crackdown where all products are banned from import, plus the FCC might say you cannot operate this in American airspace, or like in the communication space, you're not allowed to do this. So if you're doing that, if they made it an offense to actually operate your drone or your DJI gear on the US. Now, I don't know how they police that. I don't know what the solution there is. That is not going to happen. They don't have, the USA does not have the resources to, it doesn't even have the resources to feed people, basically, in some communities, let alone cracking down on some lone DJI pilots. But yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But I've seen people freaking out about that as well. So I do not expect a total crackdown. I actually expect that you just won't be able to get any new products, and everything will carry on as basically normal. Just use what you've got. There is the small chance, though, that we will get an extension on the rulings or the findings, or they need a little bit more time or whatever it is. We all know governments are super efficient, right? But yeah, I'd love to know what you think as well. Someone saying they don't want Chinese drones, all drones, even anti-gravity. I don't know what they're, I've done a whole video on what I think one of the main driving factors is there, like to be able to dominate a market. And people talk about Skydio and other investment groups, and who is on the boards of certain things like Unusual Machines and who's set to benefit. I mean, if I was a drone company, I absolutely would want to take DJI out of, like, the biggest competition out of the market. That has huge financial gains for me. Very unlikely due to the use by agriculture and first responders, the ones still using, and some congressional support. Yeah, I don't think it's going to get through. I still think they're not going to get their review done. I know heaps of people use them. I know that there's huge industries here and agriculture, and I don't know. I don't think it's going to pass. But I mean, if it does, that's great. That's great. We want to be able to fly these, right? Other people saying we will fly DJIs anyway. All of this is irrelevant if you're not allowed to fly anywhere anyway. And that's where I would say disagree. Like, illegally here, I'm saying always follow rules and regulations, but people do. Just because you've got speeding signs that say, hey, only go this speed, doesn't stop people from speeding. Just because if you've got signs that say don't fly a drone, I think people are still going to fly a drone, right? All right. Someone's saying, careful, Stu. People getting a little bit, could be getting a little bit triggered there. Yeah, I think I'm pretty chill with the things that I mentioned. However, I just hope if you're a DJI pilot, my heart does go out to you. I don't think the future looks great. And I don't know if there's actually that much, but that doesn't mean there's not other amazing solutions as well. It's not going to stop you flying and enjoying your gear on a personal level. I mean, maybe it might stop some people on a legal level, but you're still going to have the ability to go and turn your craft on, rip around, have a good time. Just do what we always do. And my advice is don't annoy people. Don't fly near people. And you are much less likely to have an issue there. Not legal advice, by the way. Someone's saying they put up deer crossing signs, but the deer still don't cross the road there. Yeah, agreed. Alrighty, I'm looking at the time here. I did want to talk about these two little drones, which my Oasis Fly and something from Oddity RC. However, I got some other things to do today. The last thing that I do want to show you is it's you. Like, look at that. It is you. Just to let you know that you are valued, you are cared about, and I'm really grateful that you are here. If you would like to reach out and chat and you're wondering like, hey, Stu, you can't possibly be talking to me. I am. And that is what is the best part about this hobby. Like, I love drones. I love these little flying robots through the sky. But after doing this for 10 years, I have really learned that the most amazing thing is the community, the FPV community. And I will never forget just how much it did help me when I was struggling with depression some years ago. And thankfully, I'm in a much better place now, but I've never forgotten what that's like. So this is my message to even just one person. If you are hearing this and you are not feeling like yourself and it's just not where you want to be, I would just like to put a message out to let you know that you are not alone. And even if you feel isolated, that you are seen, you are heard, you are valued, you are cared about, you are special. And you deserve to have the life, like you deserve to have a good life because you're a good person. And I'm very grateful that you are here. And often we can reach out and we can do a lot for other people, but sometimes we don't do enough for ourselves. And this is where I'm putting that message here just to let you know that, yeah, when was the last time that someone told you that you are cared about? And today, if you're hearing this, I would like to let you know that that's true. You are. And you are special. So thank you for being here. That's you. Just that, yeah. Yeah, you see that little smile when you're like, it's not me. Yeah, I am. Exactly, I'm talking about you. All right. So that is me out for the week. I know we've had some crazy big videos. I got some things coming up as well on those two that I have to do. Please go check out, I almost dropped a little spoiler here. The DIY FPV Builder, which I truly think is going to blow people's mind here. This is as a direct result of your support. I will be doing some posts on this very, very soon. Yeah, and if you would like to continue to support projects like this, to support DIY FPV, that little members button is going to be down there, down below. If that is you this week and you think, I will help Stu, I do really like what you're doing here. I do really like the projects and the tools that you are developing. This is everything that I've wanted for a community. We can finally do that, and it's because of your support. So if you would like to help me make this even better, that little join button is going to be down below. Plus you get some bonus videos as well. Other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content. And as always, happy flying.